Hi students, good morning. Good morning to all of you. In this lecture, we are going to know about the very interesting topic, that is working principle of lathe machine. This is unit 5, class 6. So all of you listen carefully. In this lecture, we are going to cover this topic, that is working principle of lathe machine. Working principle of lathe machine. So after completion of this topic, the main objective of this topic is what? So after completion of this topic, we should be able to know the working principle of lathe machine and their operation. After completion of this topic, you should be able to know the working principle of lathe machine and their operations. So let us start the know the working principle of the lathe machine. So in this diagram, we have some lathe machine parts. Already we have studied in the last class the parts of the lathe machine. See here, all of you will observe carefully. So this is our headstock and this one is tail stock. So in the headstock we will have the spindle, and spindle is attached to chuck. So this is our chuck, and this one is a live center and this one is dead center. In between live center and dead center, generally we place the workpiece. This is our workpiece, and this is a bed, and this one is a cutting tool. Generally the cutting tool is mounted on the tool post. Cutting tool is mounted on the tool post. So generally we feed the cutting tool against the rotation of workpiece. Against the rotation of the workpiece. So now what is the working principle of the lathe machine means? Here generally the workpiece is inserted in between headstock and tailstock. Generally we insert the or we place the workpiece in between headstock and tailstock. This is our tailstock and this one is headstock. Okay, and this one is tool. So generally we feed the tool parallel to the axis of the workpiece or perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. So now let us see the working principle of the lathe machine. So a lathe is a machine tool which holds the workpiece between two rigid strong supports called centers, or we can hold the workpiece in a chuck. A lathe is a machine tool which holds the workpiece between two rigid strong supports. They are called centers. Or generally we can also hold the workpiece in a chuck. The cutting tool is rigidly held in a tool post. This is our cutting tool. So generally this cutting tool is held on the tool post. This cutting tool is fed against the revolving work. This cutting tool is generally fed against the revolving work. The normal cutting operations are performed with the cutting tool fed either parallel to the axis of the workpiece or perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. The cutting tool may also be fed at an angle relative to the axis of the workpiece for machining tapers and angles. I hope you understand these points. So let us see what is the principle of the lathe machine means. See here, once again observe this diagram. So principle of the lathe machine is a lathe is a machine tool which is used to remove the material from the workpiece in the form of chips with the help of cutting tool. So that cutting tool travels across the workpiece and it can be fed deep in a work. So generally we place or we can feed the cutting tool in three directions. We can feed the tool parallel to the axis of the workpiece, or perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece, or inclined to the axis of the workpiece. So what happens when we keep this cutting tool parallel to the axis of the workpiece. Means, see here in this diagram, the movement of the cutting tool is parallel to the workpiece. The movement of the cutting tool is parallel to the, see here, this is a feed direction. This is a feed direction. So the feed direction is parallel to the axis of the cutting workpiece. So if we keep the tool parallel to the axis of the workpiece, then we can get the cylindrical surface. Then we can get the cylindrical surface. Means, so here the cutting tool is moving in the direction, in which direction? Parallel to the axis of the workpiece. When we feed the cutting tool parallel to the axis of the workpiece, then we can get the cylindrical surface. Then we can get the cylindrical surface. This is first direction. This is a first direction. Now let us see the second direction of the cutting tool. See, this is a second direction of the cutting tool. So when we move the cutting tool perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece, see here, this is our workpiece. So axis will be like this. This is our axis. So here this is a cutting tool. Now we are feeding the cutting tool perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. Means, if the tool moved perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece, then we can get the flat surface. This is a flat surface. So here we are getting the flat surface. Once again listen, when the tool is moved perpendicular to the workpiece, then we can get the flat surface. When the tool moved parallel to the axis of the workpiece, then we can get the cylindrical surface. This is the second direction of the cutting tool. Now let us see the third direction of the cutting tool. See here in this diagram, we are feeding the cutting tool inclined to axis of the cutting tool. Sorry, not cutting tool, workpiece. So this is our workpiece. This is the axis of the workpiece. So we are feeding this cutting tool inclined to the axis of the workpiece. So what happens when we keep the cutting tool inclined to the axis of the workpiece? Means, so if the tool moved inclined to the axis of the workpiece, then it produces tapered surface. It produces tapered surface. This is a tapered surface. I hope you understand the direction of the cutting tool, the first direction and second direction and third direction. So this is a third direction of the cutting tool. Now let us see the lathe machine diagram once again. This is a lathe machine diagram. So what is the working of the lathe machine means? So before that, first we should know the general parts of the lathe machine. So this is a headstock and this is a tailstock, and this one is dead center and live center. This is chuck. In between dead center and live center, we have a workpiece. So this is our cutting tool, which is mounted on the tool post, and this is a bed of the lathe machine. So generally, the lathe machine holds the workpiece between two supports. Generally, lathe machine supports the workpiece between two supports, two strong rigid supports. This is one is a dead center support, and this one is this one is live center support, and this one is dead center support. So generally we keep the workpiece in between two strong supports like this, as shown in this figure. Or we can also hold the workpiece in a chuck. We can also hold the workpiece in a chuck like this. Faceplate or chuck is mounted on the spindle. Generally, chuck is mounted on the spindle. The cutting tool is a holding with the help of tool post. So here we have a cutting tool. So this cutting tool is holding on the tool post. Means the cutting tool is holding with the help of tool post. The moment of the job is rotating about this spindle axis. The moment of the job is rotating about the spindle axis. So against the revolving work, the tool is fed. Generally we feed the tool against the rotation of the work. The tool moves either parallel or inclined or perpendicular to the axis of the work. So I hope this is the working principle of the lathe machine. This is the working principle of the lathe machine. I hope you understand about the working principle of lathe machine. Now let us see what is the operations generally we perform on the lathe machine. Means, so what are the operations we perform on the lathe machine? Lathe machine operations. So lathe machine operations. So the various operations that we perform on the lathe machine, they are: first one facing, second one turning, third one drilling, fourth one boring, fifth one reaming, sixth one knurling, seventh one chamfering, eighth one parting, and ninth one growing, and 10th one threading. So etc. So these are the some of the operations of the lathe machine. So generally we perform on the lathe machine. Once again, see these are the some of the operations of the lathe machine. Generally we perform on the lathe. So facing, taper turning, counter turning, forming, threading, parting, drilling, knurling, boring, chamfering. So these are the some of the operations of the lathe machines. And in which direction we have to feed the cutting tool. So if we take a facing operation, in the facing operation we have to feed the cutting tool in this direction. If we take the drilling operation, so we have to feed the cutting tool in this direction. So now let us see the various operations. Now let us see the various operations that we perform on the lathe. They are facing, turning, drilling, boring, reaming, knurling, etc. So we will see one by one in the next slide. Now let us see the first operation, that is facing operation. That is facing operation. So this is a facing operation diagram. See here, this is a cutting tool and this one is a cutting tool direction, feed direction or feed direction. So what is facing operation? What is a facing operation means? So facing is the first operation that is done on the workpiece. This is a first operation generally we perform on the workpiece. So it is a machining operation. It is a machining operation. Facing is the machining operation that is done to produce the flat surfaces at the ends of the workpiece. So generally we perform this facing operation to produce the flat surface at the end of the workpiece. So this operation is performed by feeding the cutting tool perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. See here, we are feeding this cutting. This is a cutting tool and this is a workpiece. We are feeding this cutting tool perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. So then we can get the flat surface. When we can get the flat surface. I hope you understand about the facing operation. This is about facing operation. I hope you understand about the facing operation. Now let us see the second operation. So that is turning operation. Turning operation. This is a turning operation diagram. So this is a tool and this one is a feed direction. In turning operation, a cutting tool should be moved parallel to the axis of the workpiece. That cutting tool should move parallel to the axis of the workpiece. So this is a feed direction. What is turning operation? In turning operation, the excess material is removed. The excess material is removed from the surface of the workpiece to produce the cylindrical surface of desired shape and size. During the turning operation, the feed is moved along the axis of the rotation of the chuck. See here, so the feed means cutting tool. The cutting tool is moving along the axis of the rotation of the chuck. So the turning operation reduces the diameter of the cylindrical workpiece. So here this is diameter 1, diameter 2 and diameter 3. So we are getting 3 different diameters in turning operations. Means in turning operation. Turning operation reduces the diameter of the cylindrical workpiece. So if we will get the different diameters. Okay, I hope you understand about the turning operation. This is about turning operation. Now let us see the third operation, that is drilling. So this is a drilling operation, and this one is a diagram of the drilling operation. See, what is drilling operation? What is drilling operation? So here in the drilling operation, we have to feed the cutting tool in the direction parallel to the axis of the workpiece. This is the axis of the workpiece. So we have to feed the cutting tool in the direction parallel to the axis of the workpiece. Means what is drilling process? What is drilling process? So it is the process of making hole. It is the process of making holes in the workpiece by use of drills, by using the drills. So this is about drilling operation. I hope you understand about the drilling operation. Now let us see the fourth one, boring operation. Boring operation. This is a boring operation diagram. So in boring operation, the process, what is process of removing material from the whole of workpiece is called boring. So what is boring operation? What is boring up? This is a boring operation. So how can we define boring operation? Means the process of removing material from the whole of the workpiece is called boring. Once again listen, the process of removing material from whole of the workpiece is called boring. So holes are bored with the help of single point cutting tool. These holes, these holes are bored with the help of single point cutting tool. I hope you understand about the boring operation. Now let us see the fifth operation, that is reaming operation. This is a reaming operation diagram. So in reaming operation, so we have to feed the cutting tool in the direction parallel to the axis of the workpiece. So we have to feed the cutting tool in the direction parallel to the axis of the workpiece. So what is reaming operation? Means the process of enlarging the holes. So here we have a enlarged hole. The process of enlarging holes to accurate size is called reaming. Reaming is always performed after drilling operation. So this reaming operation is always performed after drilling operation. It is similar to drilling process. The reamer is held in the tailstock to carry out the reaming operation. So this is a reamer. So generally a reamer is held in the tailstock to carry out reaming operation. So I hope you understand about the reaming operation. Now let us see the knurling operation. This is a knurling operation diagram. So generally we see this knurling shape on the screw gauge vernier calipers for gripping purpose. So what is knurling? So here this is a knurling tool. What is knurling means? It is a process of making indentation on the border of the workpiece. So see here, so this is our workpiece, a border of the on the border of the workpiece. So we have to produce this knurling shape. So what is the use of this knurling shape means? So it produce better grip to the job. Okay, so by knurling shape we can give the better grip to the workpiece or job. It is performed by the knurling tool. So this is a knurling tool. It is performed by knurling tool. The knurling tool is pressed against the job. The knurling tool is pressed against the job to perform the knurling operation. I hope you understand about the knurling operation. Now let us see the seventh operation, that is chamfering. This is a chamfering diagram. So in chamfering operation, so we have to feed the cutting tool in this direction. So this is a beveling shape. What is chamfering? Chamfering is the process of beveling the extreme ends of the workpiece. It is done in order to remove the burrs to protect the end of the workpiece from being damaged and to have the better look. So for the better look and to protect the end of the workpiece from the being damaged, we will do the chamfering operation. So this is a beveling shape. This is a chamfering shape or beveling shape. This is about the chamfering operation. Now let us see the eighth operation, that is parting off or parting. This is a parting operation. So this is a parting tool, and this is a feed direction in the parting operation. So this is a workpiece. So it is the process of cutting workpiece after it has been measured to the required shape and size. So after getting the required shape and size of the workpiece, if you want to cut the workpiece, we have to use this operation, parting operation. Parting means cutting the workpiece by two parts, cutting the workpiece into two parts. So that is the cutting operation or parting operation. It is the process of cutting the workpiece after it has been measured to the required shape and size. So this is about parting operation. Now let us see the ninth operation, that is grooving operation. So this is a grooving tool. So cutting tool is feed in this direction, so perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. The process of creating narrow slot, see here we are seeing the narrow slats on the workpiece. So the process of creating narrow slots on the workpiece is called grooving. This is the grooving shape. This is also grooving shape. The process of creating narrow slots on the workpiece is called grooving. It is also known as necking. It is also called as necking. So this is necking operation or grooving operation. Now let us see the 10th operation, that is threading. This is a threading operation diagram. So this is a cutting tool. The cutting tool should be perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. So this is a cutting tool direction or feed direction. The process of making threads on a cylindrical job is called threading. The process of making threads on the cylindrical, this is a cylindrical job or cylindrical workpiece. On that cylindrical workpiece, we are making the threads. So we are feeding this cutting tool in the direction perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. Then we can get the threads like this. This is the threading operation. The process of making threads on a cylindrical job is called threading. So this is about threading operation. I hope you understand about the different various operations performed on the lathe machine. Once again, see the lathe machine definition. What is lathe machine means? A machine which is used to remove the unwanted material from the workpiece in the form of chips to get the required shape and size of the workpiece. It is done with the help of cutting tool. It is feed against the rotation of the workpiece. It is feed against the rotation of the workpiece. So this is about the definition of the lathe machine. And this is another definition of the lathe machine. Already we have discussed in the previous class. Once again see, and some parts of the lathe machines. So these are the legs, and this one is a bed, and this is a lead screw and feed rod, and this is a carriage, hand wheel, cross slide, saddle, compound rest, tool post, cutting tool, and headstock, spindle, and chuck, workpiece, live center, tailstock, dead center. So these are the some of the um, parts of the general parts of the lathe machine. So I hope you understand about the working principle of lathe machine and different or various operations performed on the lathe machines and parts of the lathe machines. I hope you understand the working principle of the lathe machine. Thank you so much.